covering the islands of the Bahamas. ZNS Network presents The Bahamas Tonight.
This portion of the news is brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. I'm Keishla Adderley. Thanks so much for joining us. We apologize for that technical glitch. Now to our top story. Police tonight have one man in custody and are looking for another man they say is responsible for a brazen morning robbery at the CIBC First Caribbean Bank at the Mall at Marathon. They're also looking for robbers who targeted Scotiabank in Stella Maris, Long Island. We'll get to that a little later in the newscast. But first, LaDon Davis tells us how police are using technology to catch the New Providence robbers.
What was supposed to be a productive day for dozens of employees at the CIBC First Caribbean Bank turned out to be a living nightmare Thursday morning as a man armed with a handgun walked into the bank demanding the tellers to free up the cash. When ZNS News entered the foyer of the bank, we noticed that there was a sign on the door advising the public that the bank was closed. Customers who were unsure of the events that transpired earlier in the day were still trying to get their daily transactions from the ATMs. Now, while police are left investigating an armed robbery at Scotiabank in Long Island, they find themselves here at CIBC First Caribbean International. Assistant Commissioner of Police Anthony Ferguson says there are some successes, though, as two of the suspects were caught, but the manhunt is still on for their accomplices.
As soon as they left the bank, alert officers arrested one of the suspects. The second suspect is still at large. We have information that we're working with, and again, it's only a matter of time before he is in custody. In this incident, a substantial amount of money were recovered, and we are confident that we have the right person.
A 24-hour surveillance camera system in place around the perimeter and inside the bank assisted police in nabbing the suspects in custody. Assistant Commissioner Ferguson says that's why the implementation of CCTV in the Bahamas is so crucial in the fight against crime.
When you look around the world, CCTV is very, very important in policing countries, and in particular business establishment. We have seen the results that comes from CCTV, and we believe that is very, very important. This direction that we are going on, we feel very good about it, and we are sure that we will get the kind of results that we expect.
Just this week, police officers confiscated 13 illegal firearms off our streets, bringing the number up to 266 for the year. This is good news for the police, as one gun removed is a life saved. Now, although police say all suspects are known to them, both armed robberies are not related. LaDon Davis, ZNS News.
Now, we'll have more on the Long Island robbery in our Family Island segment in about 10 minutes. Meantime, the murder count has now climbed to 60 following a late-night shooting which has left one man dead. The incident reportedly occurred just after 11 o'clock at First Street off Robinson Road. Right now, police are uncertain of the circumstances surrounding this incident and are appealing to members of the public who may have any information regarding this or any other crime to contact them at Crime Stoppers or 328-TIPS. Additionally, police are encouraging residents who may know of persons who are in possession of illegal weapons or drugs to contact them anonymously. Police today charged 18-year-old Dunmore Street resident Jeffrey Hepburn in connection with the election night incident on Blue Hill Road, which resulted in the deaths of a mother and son. Hepburn is accused of the murder of 42-year-old Bridget Williams. It's alleged that on Monday, May 7th, Hepburn intentionally and unlawfully caused Williams' death. Williams and her 22-year-old son, Rashad Williams, were both killed in that incident. Prosecutors are expected to fast-track the case to the Supreme Court through a voluntary bill of indictment. Freeport pastor Albert Wiley was back in court today, appealing his life sentence for sex with a 9-year-old girl. The 60-year-old church elder in the tan suit pictured here was sentenced last November. The court was unable to hear his appeal today as Wiley's lawyer asked for an adjournment in order to properly prepare for the case. The court granted that request. Meantime, Bishop Randy Fraser is still awaiting the Court of Appeals ruling in his unlawful sex case. The court heard his appeal against conviction back in February. Bishop Fraser is serving a 3-year prison term for that crime. The Anna Garrison murder trial is still underway in the Supreme Court. During proceedings today, jurors watched a videotaped police interview in which murder-accused Zindel McKinney pointed out to police where he buried Anna Garrison's body in the yard at his Marathon Estates home. McKinney also explained during that interview how Garrison met her death. According to court evidence, Garrison died from stab wounds following an altercation between McKinney, Garrison, and Garrison's daughter Madison Pugh at McKinney's home. Now, McKinney also indicated during the interview that Garrison approached him first with a knife, demanding Pugh, who was living with McKinney at the time, return home. Testimony continues. Nurses at the Coconut Grove Clinic stopped work for a brief period today to vent their frustrations to ZNS News. Speaking under the condition of anonymity, the nurses told us they're tired of working under what they say are deplorable conditions, and they're asking for their concerns to be addressed urgently.
The staff at Coconut Grove Clinic are fed up with the poor working condition. The air conditioner is not working. The water that comes from out of the tap is rusty. We don't have no generator. For example, when the electricity goes off, we have to work in the dark. So we have to stop. Everything has to stop, which is very poor. As you can see, the parking lot is in a terrible, deplorable condition. We don't have enough parking space. When it rains, the parking lot is flooded with water. So at least they can get a drain. We don't have proper exit. If fire or any disaster would occur in the clinic, we don't have an exit to go through. The clinic was broken into, like say, over a year ago, and since then they have not fixed the exit properly. Prime Minister, Minister of Health, if you can hear me, I need your attention urgently. Help us, please. We are begging you to come to our need. No politics is involved. We're just fighting for our rights, for better working conditions. That's all.
Now, Administrator in the Department of Public Health, Ms. Charlene Bain, says the ministry is aware of the problems and they're working to fix them. The air conditioning is being fixed, but work has been put on hold because of the bad weather, according to the ministry. Meantime, they say the water is from the city, so the department will follow up with that concern. And the problem with a generator is a little more complex, as the Coconut Grove Clinic shares power with the library. But plans are in place to separate the two and provide a generator to the clinic within this year. Well, still to come in the Bahamas tonight, we'll give you details of that robbery at Scotiabank in Long Island. The story is up next.